This week, Jimmy and I are taking on the ultimate Woodstock experience. At least as much as possible without going to the actual Woodstock Music Festival in 1969. Not only are we checking out the local food and art scene at the originally planned location for the event, we'll be making the trek to an old 600-acre dairy farm where the famous 3-day music festival that shaped a generation was held. Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, The Grateful Dead, The Who,
So although the Woodstock event did not officially happen in Woodstock, the town is still really known for its arts and performances. So we're just gonna walk around town and try to take it all in. I don't really know what to expect, but that's kind of the fun of it.
I don't think there could be any better weather for this. It's like 73 degrees, the sun is out, and there's like a nice breeze. This is like technically the off season, so all these places are pretty much closed in the middle of the week. So you can tell it's like a really small town. Like the yellow is a bit more linen. But
I would agree, yeah.
Man, I do like the yellow a lot though.
So I think we'll just get the blanket.
Okay, that works. I wonder if this will fit in here. Thanks a lot for stopping in.
Yeah,
Thank you.
All right, have a nice time in Woodstock.
Thanks.
See ya.
You gotta wear your sunglasses.
I know. So we went a little wild. We really like this one type of like blanket that we keep seeing on our travels, but we didn't want to buy it in a gas station, so we saw one in like a local store in downtown Woodstock and we bought it. So I hope it looks good in our van. And also, I feel really silly wearing these here because they're so touristy, but I had to get some John Lennon sunglasses.
Yeah, I think you look good in them.
I feel like I'm pulling them off, if I'm honest. Is it just me or does this water look a little bit yellow? We were thinking we got really lucky and like, wow, what a nice little public park we found. And then Jimmy just spotted a sign that says hotel guests only, so I think we're trespassing a little bit. Thank you. I think I want to get a TLT. Sure.
Yeah. I'll just take the Mediterranean chickpea wrap.
You got it. Thank you so much. Thanks. I can't believe it. This is actually our first time ever at a vegan restaurant after 2 years of van life. So I got a TLT, which is like a BLT, but instead of bacon, it's tempeh. And then it comes with a salad. And then Jimmy got a Mediterranean chickpea wrap, which is really similar to what we eat every day, but I'm sure that they did a better job than I do. And it comes with a side of roasted potatoes. Really good.
This place is pretty well known for their farm to table initiative, and there's a lot of restaurants around here that try to abide by that. So instead of making wraps in the van, we decided to go out and treat ourselves. We apparently just threw the budget of today out the window because doing a lot of shopping today. But it was really fun. We ended up going to a vegan restaurant. Natalie and I, we eat meat, but
not every day.
Not every day, and we're not gonna throw out an entire genre of food just because it doesn't contain something that we enjoy eating sometimes. So we really like vegan food too. And honestly, it was better than the lunch we probably would have made in the van.
100%. It was very good. So we made a quick stop by the van to drop off our new blanket. Woodstock is known as a colony of the arts. I don't exactly know what that means, but I know that they have a really big local art scene. So we're gonna go check out the local museum. I don't know if you're supposed to pick a favorite artist when you go to an art collection, but I like Scott Chase. All these really bright colors and geometric shapes are really cool.
This is the geometric stitch dome. I'm reading it on the wall.
I was just thinking about how today's been a really nice cross-section of Woodstock, New York. We've experienced some food, some culture, some art, and I think the last missing piece is some nature. Plus, to be totally honest, it's getting to the hot part of the day, and I think if we can find some nice shade and a nice breeze, maybe gain a little bit of elevation, I think it'll be a better afternoon for everybody involved. You know where we're going?
I think so, some type of mountain.
Our next stop is only 2 miles away from the center of town, so really we could have walked there, I guess, but we're going to Overlook Mountain, and I don't know how long it is, but there's supposed to be a really beautiful hike that gives us a nice view of the surrounding Catskill Mountains.
I know it was just a joke earlier when Natalie said we could walk here, but I'm really glad we didn't. We drove pretty much just completely vertical for about 2 miles to get to this trailhead parking. And looking at the reviews, people on it were complaining of shin splints because the incline is so radical and extreme on this hike. I don't know if it is or not, but we will let you know. It's all uphill.
The whole way. 2.5 miles straight up.
Oh my gosh, I feel like we might be hopefully a half a mile if we've walked fast. Based on our panting, you would think we're already there.
I don't think we're that out of shape either. I think this is just a really steep hike. Oh. We were expecting this to be mostly shaded since it's in the woods, but it's a big gravel road, so it's not much shade. It's a nice breeze though.
I also saw signs for rattlesnakes, and now I'm afraid we're like sitting on a rattlesnake nest. We're gonna try to breeze past the next 2 miles or so, and I think we might just meet you at the top. High five?
High five. Oh. I got sunscreen on my hands.
That's so cool. So you'll have to excuse the huffing and puffing, but this is one of the 2 reasons we wanted to come on this hike. We heard there was an abandoned hotel, right? Hotel, not mansion?
I think it's a hotel, yeah.
Kind of looks like a mansion, but there's an abandoned hotel halfway up this hike, and it does not disappoint. This is very, very cool. And I don't see any signs posted that we can't be here, so for anyone that's worried about that, I think this is totally okay.
It doesn't look the safest, but it's too cool to miss out on.
All right, I'm on room 202. Oh my gosh, don't even play.
So as we walk through this abandoned hotel, I want to try and give you a bit of a tour. So when you first come in through the big arched door, you see this large main room, which probably was kind of a lobby. And there's a large fireplace over there. And through here, you can go to the staircase that I assume would bring you to hotel rooms. Okay. Wow. All right, don't fall. Some of the stairs are not fully intact. Maybe this was the kitchen or something?
You look like Laura Croft right now.
Oh, from Tomb Raider?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Thank you. Okay. I don't know, back porch. Why not?
Yeah, this one's a little muddy.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking a courtyard, but there are obviously rooms on top of it, so I have no idea. there's no floor, so it's not really giving me a lot of hints. Ooh, coat closet. Why not?
That is a big coat closet.
Fancy people have a lot of coats.
Well,
Dining room.
you're good at this.
I am making it all up.
All right, well, if it wasn't obvious, we obviously don't know anything about this hotel. Oh my gosh, I almost fell.
Yeah, these stairs are not intact.
They're kind of non-existent at some points.
I wonder if they removed that floor so people wouldn't go hurt themselves on it.
I could see that.
Glad they left the staircase though. I love the blue skies and the windows. It's really cool because of how many little staircases and close quarter rooms and little turns there are. It's like honestly a really cozy building. I would love to see it in its full glory. I can't wait to, I feel like we're gonna look up more things about it once we get back to cell signal.
The bugs are literally landing on my glasses.
Oh.
But it really makes me want to go visit Rome one day.
You've been to, again.
Again, I know we've been to Rome, but
I was like, I've been with you.
we've never brought the camera to Rome though.
That's true, yeah. Whoa. Dude, okay. I swear I didn't see that till just now. What is that? What lake is that? Is that the Hudson River? It's probably the Hudson River.
I am way too tired to think about it, but maybe. Well, that was well worth the 2.5 mile hike. But there's actually something better than that view, an even taller view.
However much elevation we just climbed up was just the start. Now it's for the final sprint.
Oh, that's a tree.
we're climbing a tree. It's a fire tower. Again.
That looks like majestic on camera. Wow.
Sun behind it.
This one is definitely way taller than the one we did the other week. I think I need to redeem myself from what happened. You're getting me going down like a little turtle. I'm surprised you're not more nervous than that. I fell. All right. Good luck, Nat.
I'm not gonna need the luck. You're the one who's scared of heights.
Yeah, that was more of a goodbye in case something happened.
Good luck, Jimmy. You can do it.
All right.
Ooh, that wind feels so good.
Oh my God. Pretty cool.
Whoa.
Oh, that's really tall.
Only 6 people are allowed up here at a time. And I can see why. It's pretty close quarters up here, and it's, I don't want to call it rickety or flimsy, but we can feel the wind blowing, and it's not that windy of a day.
All right, well, it might be hard to tell, but we are parked at a Planet Fitness, behind it at least. This is our very first time staying at a Planet Fitness. We usually try to avoid them because usually they allowed overnighting, or at least probably wouldn't get in trouble for parking there. Like a couple years ago, there's a lot of reviews back then of people staying here successfully, but since then, pretty much no Planet Fitness allows it anymore, except for this one, apparently. So we're gonna try it out, and we're keeping our fingers crossed we're not gonna get our first knock. So we also went inside and took a shower, and Natalie is making dinner right now. So I think we're gonna call it for the day pretty much right now. We're just gonna eat and go to sleep because that hike really wore us out.
So you've probably heard of the Woodstock Music Festival before. It wasn't held in Woodstock, New York, but the reason it's known as Woodstock is because that was originally where the event was going to be held, and they were planning on selling about 50,000 tickets. But as the event grew bigger and bigger, the town basically backed out because I think they were a little scared, and not saying that they shouldn't have been. So the event ended up being held on a farmer's land 46 miles away. The event basically grew from the intended 50,000 to 100,000, and then finally there were almost 500,000 people at the actual Woodstock event. Their initial intention was to sell tickets for it, but they didn't even have the ticket booths set up whenever everybody showed up for the event, so it ended up being free. Basically all that to say, the event wasn't held in Woodstock, New York. It was actually held in Bethel, which is where we're going today, which is about 46 miles outside of Woodstock.
This is the closest attire I could find to like the 60s or 70s era. It's my Bahama shirt.
It's his self-expression shirt.
Natalie's being really nice. She says I still look good in it, but...
He does! It does look good. It's fun. It's his party shirt.
This is the shirt I bought Pancake in.
Yeah, that's...
This is the shirt I went to go negotiate with the salespeople with.
That's the biggest business decision you've ever made in your life, and you made it in your party shirt. I love that, though.
We've made it to Bethel Woods, right? Bethel Woods?
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like I should know that, but...
This used to just be a dairy farm owned by one guy who allowed the event to be held on his property. And they did a really, really thorough job cleaning up after themselves.
The article we read about it said that the people that cleaned up did apparently such a good job that they were a little frustrated that they couldn't find any remnants of the event to learn from it.
There's not very many artifacts or much left behind for them to study. The original leave no trace pioneers.
That was a bee. That was a butterfly.
It's a butterfly.
I thought it was a bee. It might not have felt like it, but that was close to a 2-hour drive. So it is lunchtime. So we're gonna make a quick lunch and have a picnic out here before we actually go inside and explore some more. You look too chill over there.
Aww. We're listening to the Pandora station for Creedence Clearwater Revival with lunch today, because they were probably one of the biggest bands that played at Woodstock. So we're trying to set the vibe. Never done this before, but we have stickers, and I think I'm gonna leave one on here. I'm never sure if you're supposed to leave a sticker in a public place on a thing like this. I feel like you're probably not, but I feel like at Woodstock you have to. I wish I put it like here.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I don't want to cover anybody up too much. Right here?
Yeah, I like it.
There's a fence around the whole thing, and it says no trespassing. But that spot right there, that's where the stage was. So it was like a temporary stage that was put up just for the event, and they totally took it down afterwards, but it was in that spot, and this was like the heart of Woodstock. So there's really not much to see because the stage was so temporary and it was taken down after the event. Some of the biggest names at Woodstock that you've probably heard of are Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, The Grateful Dead, The Who, Creedence Clearwater Revival. I think there were over 30 artists in total, and the event lasted for 3 full days, but on the morning of the 4th day, after the event was technically over, Jimi Hendrix was waiting until the rain ended so that he could perform. So I think he was the last act of the entire festival. So I think we mentioned that They did a really good job of cleaning up and restoring the farm after they left, but there was still really extensive property damage. So if you think about it, it's about 500,000 people for 3 or 4 days in the mud in August, and it almost totally destroyed the dairy farm. But the owner of the dairy farm got like a $50,000 settlement, which back then was even more money than it sounds like it is. So he had that, and he sold the farm 2 years later, and unfortunately he died 2 years after that of a heart attack. He was only 53. He did say that he never regretted holding the festival here, although he did decline to hold the revival of the festival in 1970.
Natalie's just spitting all the facts, and so she's not leaving for anything for me to say. But the one thing she did miss was the lawnmower guy right there mowed a peace symbol into the yard behind us.
That's pretty cool. So if you did want even more facts, there is a Bethelwood Center for the Arts on the property where Woodstock was held. And I believe, I've heard there's a museum and a pavilion, so I think there's a lot of cool stuff to go explore and learn more about the event there. We spent a little too much money yesterday already, so I think we're just gonna skip it. I really just wanted to be able to see where the stage was set up, so don't be too mad at us for not going to the museum. We're just not big museum people, to be honest.
We thought this might happen, so we tried to do as much research as we could before we got here so we could try to get the full experience without going to the museum.
That's why we're such textbooks today.
And we've been listening to nothing but Jimi Hendrix, The Who,
Grateful Dead.
Grateful Dead. We've been listening nonstop for the past week now.
Been getting in our culture.
All right, well, I think we're probably gonna end it here. Thanks so much for hanging out with us and revisiting Woodstock. Well, I mean, I don't know how many of you are actually revisiting, maybe.
Yeah, did anyone actually go to Woodstock that's watching this video now?
Yeah, I would love to know.
I would love to know. I wouldn't be surprised, because it, you know.
It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. It's like 500,000 people went. I'd be very interested, but don't be too hard on us if we got some of the facts wrong. I'm sorry.
All right, well, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. It helps out us and the channel a lot.
Big time.
And we will see you next week.
Bye.